welcome back to the shop. This is going to be the next episode for the turbo Yamaha R6, and I finally went to the store to get some more materials and things so I can go ahead and start mocking it up, because I am trying to get this done as soon as possible. And as you can see, whoops, I just got like a few select pieces of piping. Like this is a aluminum sheet, and basically this is what I'm going to mock up the intake out of. I forgot which material or thickness and the type of yeah, just the thickness of it. I forgot the type of thickness it was, but right here is just 2 inches of aluminum piping, and the same thing with this. This is 2 inches. And I'm not gonna need that much really for the cold side because it's not really a long way for it to go. Now this right here, I know a lot of people use stainless steel for their, their exhaust manifold and things like that. I just have straight steel, and I did that for a few reasons, since I know I'm gonna be mocking this up. This just getting steel is usually a little bit cheaper, and it still can get the job done. But like the final product, I'm sure it's going to be made out of like a 304 stainless steel or something like that. It just depends on. I'm just looking more so for longevity of the exhaust and things versus what's lighter and what's stuff like that. I'd rather it last longer, especially due to the hot nature of a turbo setup. Over here is the same thing. This is just some steel. This right here is 2.5 inches, and I actually hit right on the money because a lot of this stuff I just did some rough estimates, but a lot of it I hit like right on the money as far as fitment goes. Like check this out. Like this is 2 inches. And if I put that right here, check this out. It's like almost perfect. So I can easily make, my little velocity stacks that I'm gonna put on top of this. That's gonna be inside the intake manifold. And like this right here is, like I say, this is 2 inches. And if you look, obviously it's not bent right now, but you can see that it's plenty of clearance in there. It's going to be close, but it fits. And this is just a 2-inch pipe. Now, hold on, let me set the camera down. Now, what I want to show is on the turbo, on the air side, this right here was smaller than I thought it was. Well, I just don't remember what the measurements was, but this right here is quite a bit smaller than the 2-inch piping that I have. So what I'm probably going to do is end up just trying to get a reducer to where it's just going to come out this size, and then I just have it just flare out to the 2 inches. But on the exhaust side, check this out. Like I said, I got a 2.5 inch dump pipe, which is this bad boy, and bam, it's perfect. So what I'm gonna have to do is get a flange and then cut it and weld it, and then that's gonna be perfect. So not bad. It's my first time doing something like this, and it's not really, if I can do this, I feel like anybody can do it, to be honest. Obviously it's not done yet, so I'm just going based off just the rough estimates that I've taken and just getting the piping and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get some cutting done today at least. I put the stock exhaust back on there just to kind of give an idea. I was thinking of I was talking to me and Mr. Express was kind of brainstorming, and I know a lot of people are saying not to use the stock exhaust because it's super thin, but I was thinking of just for the mock-up kit, or for at least the first run of this kit, I could cut these off and use the top flanges and then just weld on some steel to the rest of it to make the manifold. I'm still not sure exactly where the turbo is going to sit, but the higher up I can get it, the better, because you know that way it'll make it really easy for the oil to gravitate back to the oil pan when it's not in use. Because you don't want the oil to just be pulling up in the turbo, because then it's going to blow past seals and smoke and all other types of stuff. I was going to cut the metal, but I think I'm going to wait. I couldn't even find the wrench to take the thing off of the angle grinder anyway, so I'm just going to start on the intake. And I have some lovely cardboard here. I'm just going to do some rough estimates, and then I'm going to see if I could mock me up an intake manifold out of this cardboard here. So let's see what we can do. I'm just going to measure the throttle body from end to end, and there's barely enough clearance in between the throttle body on each side, so this should be about the realistic length of the width of the airbox. It's looking like 10 inches, 10.78. Yeah, right at about 10.78, so I'm gonna just cut it for 11 inches. Like on the velocity stacks, I'm just gonna raise it up just a little bit. Probably just like a couple inches. It really just depends. The airbox to see like how much room I got to play with. So the box sitting on there, we're looking at about, the highest point on this box looks to be around 7 inches on this hump right here. Another thing I want to measure is like how wide this part is. So if I go from the furthest point, we're looking at about 4 inches and 3/8. All right, so what I'm about to do now is I'm gonna make some. I'm trying to make the intake out of cardboard, so I'm gonna start with the velocity stacks, and I'm just gonna do them at 2 inches, and then just make like a rough mock-up for that. I think you can kind of get a rough idea of where I'm going with this now. So this base part right here, which will be the base, just write base on there. So that's the base. This is gonna be what stacks are gonna be, and the width of this is ideally what I was trying to aim for. Now when it comes to this type of stuff, I'm definitely not an engineer, so I'm not really familiar with as far as like how this would affect flow or anything. That'll have to be something done at a later testing, you know, with somebody who got like some equipment that can test this type of stuff. But for now, this is just, you know, just the average guy just trying to build something. So what I'm gonna do now is the box the highest point this box can be is 7.5 inches. So to give some perspective, from the base of it up till about right here where this marker is at is like the room that we have. So let me see if I can create another piece here. All right, so here's my little my little mock-up intake manifold. So if, as you can see here, there's plenty of clearance to take it in and out, and all of these sizes are going to be a little bit bigger than what the final product is going to be, because obviously you can see I just kind of cut these out to get it close to where I can. So you know, once I do the metal, it'll be the exact measurements, but this right here is close enough to do what I'm trying to do. So as you can see, the intake, let me grab the camera. You can see that it easily fits in there. And this right here is assuming that I use 2.5 inch velocity stacks. That may go smaller or taller, just depending on the setup, but as of right now, this is about what I'm looking at. It's enough room to where it can clear these rails, and there's enough room to where it clears over here where the air filter normally goes. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to build like a side and a top, and then try to mimic a actual intake tube going down, and see what we can get out of that. All right, let's see. I just cut another side piece. So this would go like right. So it goes something like that. So now I need to make another side to go here, another side to fit over here. I got the throttle bodies. I say the throttle bodies, the mock-up stacks. I got it a little bit too far. I didn't measure them when I put them in. I just kind of threw them in there, but this should have been over a little bit more. But let me just make another side and then just see what the final box look like. The camera quit on me while I was taping up the rest of it, but this is what it looks like. Now basically what you're looking at, the bottom is basically representing the stacks, or like because let me show you. There's not much meat on here to grab anything, so I'm gonna have to make you know, something that the intake can grab to. So I'm gonna have to weld something to the factory. At least I'm thinking I'm gonna have to weld something to the factory setup, and then the stacks are gonna sit in there like that. I actually got it turned the wrong way. So it's gonna more so be like this. With all the taping, some of the cardboard kind of got out of whack, but we're gonna make it work. So right now you're looking at Outspoken's prototype turbo inbox. Now granted, like, I'm sure it's not gonna end up being an actual box. It's probably gonna be more of like some oval shapes. Just in my mind, I'm thinking that that would help with air distribution, but you know, I don't know. I'm not an engineer, man. But so the stacks are gonna, this was gonna give it clearance, right? Now, what I'm thinking of doing, because let me show you. You know the R6 comes with, whoops. The R6 comes with a second set of injectors. So the R6 comes with a 2 sets of injectors. So what I'm thinking is on the bottom part, where these right here are gonna be, is have the injectors flow up into there. That way, because it'll be enough clearance. Basically, I'll run the fuel line parallel to where the OEM location is right now. And the air box will be in there like that. And as you can see, the little opening there. Now let me get a pipe to kind of show you. I was going to cut this earlier, but see if I can demonstrate this as best as I can the way it is. But basically it's going to be like this, but going the other direction. So the pipe will come in from down there where it's going to meet the other pipe, just come straight up, come into here, and then this is going to go into there. And then I just got to, you know, obviously figure out all the stuff that the bike need from the factory intake, and then put that on here somehow. But let me grab the gas tank. So now what I want to do is make sure that it fits. So right now it doesn't fit the way that it is. It's probably most likely because it's a lot higher than what it would be. Because obviously, like I say, it's a lot of extra room on the measurement, since the cardboard has, you know, all of it's not obviously straight all the way. So just got to figure out where it's hitting at. So it's basically like the back section of it is coming in contact with the top portion that's right here. So I'm gonna either have to probably just make it shorter, and then I think there shouldn't be no issues. It's only about ½ an inch. Let me show you. All right, so you can see right here that the box, you can see right here, the screw hole is like almost perfect on that side at least, but you can see there's a good little gap right there. And like I said, the measurements that I have right now are probably spot on, but the fact that the cardboard, you know, is not cut precisely, you know, there's a lot of extra room, you know, that's making it taller, wider, etc. So but yeah, look like we're about a ½ an inch off just based off of this. So I'll probably, once I finalize on the final, once I start cutting the metal, I'll probably just do it just in ½ an inch shorter, just in case, just to allow for that little bit of clearance. But yeah, this is gonna be pretty interesting. And just finding a way to mount like all the other extra accessories is gonna be pretty fun. But you can see I got stuff everywhere. Shout out to Vibrant Performance for the aluminum piping. And on the exhaust side, like this is just regular, just steel. I just got a straight pipe, 2.5 inches. This right here, I believe, is 1.5 inches, which this is going to make up the collector to make the exhaust manifold. Then I just got like a 90, I think that's a 90 in there. And you know, I just got my regular just angle tools, my file, so when I cut, I can take all the rough edges and stuff off. You know, turbo is just sitting here for mocking purposes, been mocking it up. And obviously we need the stock air box too, to make the, you know, get the measurements and things that we need on there. But overall, I mean, I think it's gonna work out pretty well. Like I said, this is something that I've never done before. I'm not no fabricator. I'm not no just person that, this is just me just attempting to do something that I want to do, you know. And like I said, the stock exhaust was back on there just to kind of get some perspective on a few things. Ideally, I would like the turbo to sit like up in here. So I verified that there's going to be enough room with the clearance with the radiator by removing that fan. Like I said, I just need to make a custom bracket right here to hold it in place. And yeah, she's gonna be ready to go. So I think that's all I'm gonna do on this episode. I just wanted to at least kind of, like I say, get a mock-up, I guess something going before I just start chopping this metal up, and then I end up messing up and wasting a bunch of metal. But yeah, if you guys are interested in like communicating with me more, or just being just with more bikers, I got a group called Racing Family on Facebook. I'll put the link to the group in the description or on the post under the comments, and you can just go there. It's just for anybody who has a bike, even if you don't have a bike. If you're interested in bikes or have questions or want to post your videos, your bike, ask questions, post your YouTube channel, post whatever it is you want to post in there. Just respect all the other bikers and stuff in the group, and everybody, we can all get along and, you know, learn from each other. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. I'll catch up with you later. I appreciate you stopping by, and stay tuned for the next episode.